Hi, I'm Belle. Welcome to my new YouTube channel where I'll be sharing the crafting projects that bring me joy and hopefully spark some creative inspiration for you too. This is part 2 of my weekly craft vlog. The first part was a lot about sewing and this one's going to be more knitting focused. I'm also making the Lakes Pullover by Ozetta. It was my first try. It came out way too big. I did a little gauge swatch, but clearly I didn't do it well enough or just didn't pay attention to it. If you're trying to make the Lakes, make your shoulder saddle, your first one, and then compare it to the total length that it's supposed to be, which it says in the pattern. Don't do what I did. I'm making this with the Wool of the Andes worsted weight yarn and bamboo heather. I'm trying to incorporate some bolder colors that are still like in my color palette, hence this green. The first version that was too big, I was doing on a US 6 needle, and then I sized down to a US 5 for the next version, and I also sized down one garment size. This was my first time using an Ozetta pattern, and I'll definitely be using another in the future. They're very clear and easy to follow with the instructions and the measurements along in the pattern. I'm just about done with the ribbing on the body, which I'm doing in a twisted rib instead of a regular rib. I've made a lot of progress, which I'm really happy about. Once I finish the body, I'm going to do the neckline first, which I haven't done before, but I saw somebody talking about this on Instagram, that you should do the neckline first because it might change how long or short the sleeves need to be. It might bring the neckline in a little bit and hence bring the sleeves up. So this is the Maggie vest by Petite Knit. Miscellaneous yarn that somebody gave to me. Love the color, but it is going so slowly. These are pretty tiny needles. I guess they're not that tiny. It's US 4 3.5, but something about it is taking so long and I have no motivation to work on it. I'll pick it up eventually again, but for now, not at the top of my list. In general, I do like to have a lot of different projects going on at the same time because I feel like different moods call for different projects. So the last project that I have, which I'm the most disappointed by, is the porcelain sweater by Knit. I started this in October. I don't think I've touched it since the end of October. I was making like very fast progress and then I realized that it's gonna be too small. I made a gauge swatch. I don't know what's going on with my gauge swatches. They're cursed these days. I am gonna take it out. I know that's very taboo, especially when you're working with mohair. So this is doubled up yarn, regular merino, and soft silk mohair from Knitting for Olive. But I feel like it's actually not that bad. Like if you just keep the strands together, ball it up like that, I feel like it'll be okay. I haven't done so much color work, so this was good to practice those skills and practice reading a chart. I still love this pattern. I know eventually it'll turn out to be perfect size and that will keep me going throughout the process of unraveling it. 2 tough L's this week with the 2 small jeans and the 2 small porcelain sweater, but a lot of wins too. So overall, a great week of crafting. To end this, I just want to talk about some clothes that I've been inspired by, particularly knits that I've seen or just been thinking about. The first was this vest in the movie Sorry Baby. So long ago, I saw a photo of this vest on Pinterest and I didn't know what it was from, but I just like loved it. And I was watching the movie and I was like, oh, there it is. I just love it for some reason. Last night I watched the movie Mermaids with Cher, Christina Ricci, and Winona Ryder, which is just, wow, incredible cast. And Cher wears this green sweater multiple times in the movie, which I love. Well, the v-neck, the fuzz, and she's such like a loving and quirky, big personality. Fits perfectly. And then lastly, I'm just always thinking about this sweater, honestly. The one that Quince wears in Jaws. I rewatched Jaws this summer, and ever since then I've been like, I want to make this sweater. And I love how it kind of looks like almost armor, like with like his whole getup. I don't know if you get that too, but even though it's like a soft garment, but it looks like it's protecting him too as they go into battle. The shark, whatever. But I love it. That's a sweater roundup for this week. So looking forward, what I want to make once I finish all these projects, I'm going to retry those jeans. I'm going to use it as an excuse to go back to Mood and get new fabric. And then I really want to do a cable knit Aran sweater this winter. I've never done cables before. I know they're pretty simple, but I'm just scared about like reading the chart because sometimes that is exhausting to me. I really want to do that in like a cream or an off-white so you can really see the details of the cables. But I really like to keep my stash small. I have this another Wool of the Andes tweed worsted weight in Farmhouse Heather. I think I might make another cloud sweater just because I love the way that one came out so much, and I feel like it'd be so nice to have like a basic one. Or I might continue to be on the Ozetta kick, and I think they just released a new pattern last week. Maybe it's called the Air Pullover. That looked really pretty. So something basic, let the tweed kind of shine. That's my weekly crafting roundup. Thanks for being here. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. Thanks for listening to me yap about my super niche hobbies. And let me know what you're working on. Happy crafting.